fans, welcome back to the Eagan-East Ice Arena for today's tilt against the Lakeville South Cougars and the Eagan Wildcats. So two cats facing off today. Eagan coming in with a wanting district record. I want to say we're like 3-6-1, somewhere in that range. So a little under 500. And Lakeville South coming in third in the standings currently. So we're going to kick it off, see what we can do, and I don't know, have a go. So this is Christian Prouty talking through. I guess Mike Gannon is indisposed with all things volleyball. So this is, looks like it's Bauman on the face-off with, looks like Caden and Jimmy Lawrence on the sides, and Beckett and Will Gannon on the D currently. That shot went off the side of the net. This one's on target. They tried to deflect it, but Noah was able to get in their way. Looks like, is that Caden trying to feed it forward? We're trying to getting some good looks here. We want to make sure our forwards are playing. That's going to probably be, they're going to call icing on that. So we're going to come back and take it again. We'll reset in the defensive zone. Looks like Stricker and Prouty are now in the back, and we've got a line of Pelagi, Rudolph, and Klenner. I think we have a few more people on the bench today than we had last time. Looks like, yeah, Everett, probably only going to have 10 skaters. Everett is, that's straight on net. Great deflection from Noah. He's getting tested early. This is Ethan. Bring it out, dumping it, and going on the forecheck. So here are Eagan Wildcats set up in the offensive zone. Puck getting ringed around, comes to Graham Prouty. He backhands it, not capitalized on. He goes and saves it again. Wow, what a great save in the zone. But now they're behind us because, that was a defenseman getting out of position. Great back check by Nolan Pelagi. All right, that saved the bacon on that play. Thoughts on our Wildcats thus far?
Looking good. I hope we have a lot of energy out there.
Yeah, if we can keep our energy with skating the pucks in the offensive and defensive zones, transitioning hard, I like our chances better than if we don't. So let's keep that going. Looks like there's a defensive change again and an offensive change. This is Bauman and his compatriots. As I was saying a bit earlier, we have Beckett back. He had to take a day off up in Detroit Lakes. So it's good to see him back on the ice, smiling on his face. Unfortunately, we have Everett in a sling. So he's unable to give us his talents for today. Hopefully, it's the words I heard was going to be about a week. So hopefully
he took some beatings up north.
Yeah,
no worse for the wear.
I think some of our opponents quickly realized his talent and his speed, and there must have been a conversation about trying to neutralize that. So teams were really rough on him whenever he got the puck, and he got a little beat up and a little worse for it. Thankfully, he was able to play out our games. I wasn't fully aware of how bad it was, but he was able to play out our games, giving us a better chance to win with 9 skaters than with 8. So
tough kid.
We get a little dump here, so a smart play at the red line. We come out with new D and a new offensive line. This is Pelagi and company, Klenner and I can't keep track of who's his line mate. They're all moving around. Pelagi, Klenner, and Rudolph, I guess, is the crew. I missed what just happened there. Looks like we might have had an offsides. Is that what you're seeing?
That was what happened.
Yeah, that's about where that's where they would face off if they had offsides. So again, this is Pelagi. Had a great hustle on the back check a little while ago. New defensive pair, and Noah grabs the puck just outside of the net. Keeping these neutralized, I think 4 shots to 0 thus far. It might be more. It may have been that they missed one, but we're certainly going to struggle if we only shoot 0 times on net this game.
Hard to score.
Yeah, difficult to score. Have to rely on own goals, I suppose. So here's Pelagi battling out of the back. Looking ahead, skating, swirling, and we get in without offsides. He gets it on net, deflected, This is Lawrence feeding it back to Prouty, and he's able to capitalize with some pressure coming from Lakeville South. This Anderson fellow from Lakeville South moving on offense. I think I remember him from our first game. He was a person of consequence, mucking it up in front of the net. Here we are trying to gain the puck, comes out to the point. He dips his shoulder, gets past Kalaji, and he's now back on Stricker. Stricker feeding it out to the boards. Rudolph giving chase. Goes to, looks like it's Stricker again. Yeah, that was Stricker. To Ethan, who should dump it here. Get on it, bud. All right, and unsuccessful. Loses his stick and the puck. So at least need to get back and regain those. Great back check from Jimmy Lawrence. Really great hustle. That's a couple times now that those forwards have back checked really, really solid. Here comes Beckett, dangling. Sends a great puck forward. This is going to Caden. He can dangle and do some things on goal. Unable to capitalize here. Gets to the puck second of two. And Beckett goes and gets it. Has his head staring straight at the blue line. So you didn't see that he had teammates transitioning out. I'm liking our forwards' energy right now. This is good. Need to get some shots on net.
And be in the D zone too.
Yep. I think they were encouraged about that somewhere between the locker room and the rink. So
some words of wisdom.
This is Bauman going in, battling for the puck. He's got Beckett right behind him. They're feeding it across. We're trying to get our shape. They're going in against Will. Will's backing up. Puck fed across the middle, unable to capitalize. Beckett giving chase. He feeds it back across. Will's going to try and get this one. Goes in. Oh, just missed it. And so did the Lakeville South player. Stick getting lifted. Now they're trapped against the boards. Lakeville South comes away with it. Ooh, a swing and a miss as it comes across. Pucks are hard to hit, thankfully, for both teams. Don't know why that happened. What's the... I'm not sure what the issue is. Did the clock not start?
I didn't catch that. An errant horn, or maybe the clock didn't start. But all is well now.
You know, with that crew in the box, who knows what's going on?
know.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. Puck getting deflected right in front of the net. Not favorable for the Wildcats, but able to capitalize and get it out of the zone, or get it out of danger, I should say. Here's Beckett pushing hard, getting trapped a little bit in the corner. Puck comes skittering across, and it's lifted. It's out of the zone, so we have momentary relief. Jimmy Lawrence giving chase. There he goes. Bauman coming in, trying to muck things up a little bit, and they feed it. They're into the zone. Good. The puck is rainbowed out, and Noah McPherson resets play right in front of the net. Puck gets knocked out to the wide, goes off Graham Prouty's back, willing to use any part of his body, it would seem. Noah is able to get a stick on it, but unable to keep it. Now this goes back to Stricker, who gives it up forward. It ends up going to the Lakeville South defenseman. Graham gets the puck, basically does a reverse, and is battling for it. Ethan Rudolph comes in to help. And there's the buzzer again.
We're going to play on.
So sometimes what ends up happening is this clock gets connected with the clock on the West Rink. Like there's a code, and if you put in the wrong code, it all of a sudden starts getting all the West Rink info. So
You might have that going on.
I don't know exactly what's going on, but like, who's on the clock? Who's sitting down?
That'll be
It's your
Austin and Pat Lodge.
yeah. Yeah. Well, Pat's on the game.
Eric Rudolph in there as well.
Pat's on the game sheet, I think. So
I thought Pat was running the clock today.
I don't know. Who knows?
Do a hard reset, it looks like.
Yeah. So like when you boot it up, when you go to boot it up, it'll say like the code, and you have to just hit the default code. You can't change it to something different. There you go. Inspirational music being played by whom I don't know. Probably Amy Gannon. That sounds like pharmaceutical music. All right, here comes Rudolph on the rush. He's getting back. Oh, what an interesting play. He lays it through. Oh, my gosh. That was the best opportunity yet. It never actually went on net because we didn't get it a chance to. But, like, that was a really sweet play. Great lead by Ethan.
Yeah, beautiful pass.
It's a type of play that often results in a goal, especially at the Pee Wee level. So, great seeing them looking for each other. It's Prouty trying to get it to Ethan again. Ethan giving chase. At this point, they should probably be thinking about changing lines, right? Because they probably don't have two good rushes in them. All right. Yep. And there goes Wyatt, and he dumps it deep. All right. Jimmy coming out fast on the forecheck, giving chase, and here we got Gannon. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, he might be pressing the wrong button for start and stop. I don't know what's going on. Like, there are actually instructions in the penalty box about how to set up the clock. I suspect he's able to read. You know, you don't get sergeant stripes without reading. But, like, all right, here we have an opportunity. Lakeville coming over and co-opting it. Again, they're on top of anybody who wants to just skate it forward. So we got to be able to stay on top of that. Puck goes right past Beckett. Noah didn't see it. He was screened by Beckett. And so, just like that, our Eagan Wildcats are down 1-0. Again, focusing on, as we come out of the offensive zone, we need to kind of have a plan. We can't just shove it forward and think about resetting. We have to have some sort of plan. So, kind of a mismatch with Klenner and his opponent right now. So, we'll see pay attention to how that goes. All right. We got to pressure that, guys. All right, so here's Rudolph fighting hard. And this goes to Kalaji. Kalaji pushes it forward, giving chase. Held in the zone by Rudolph. He goes to feed it, backside, and this is where we need to get on it. Turn around, boys. All right, Kalaji doesn't see where the puck goes, finds it just a moment too late, and that provides an opportunity for Lakeville South to get out of the neutral zone. All right, so they're coming into the zone. Here's 45, feeding it wide of the net, and Lakeville South has it behind the net. Looks like Graham is around that vicinity. Graham is battling. Forwards are really deep. All right, so here's Rudolph coming out. He's going to skate it, so at this point, dump it. Well, maybe he might get the edge. We'll see what happens here. Beckett with his one-timer slap shot. That's an improvement over his good dump deep. Ethan needs to keep working there. All right. Our Wildcats are ready, trying to play defense. So this is Gannon. They got behind him a little bit. He's skating hard. He does a great back check on his own. And Gannon gets the puck, and here's Caden. Oh, shucks. He wasn't quite able to get hold of that one, but that was a great opportunity. And here's Nolan trying to give chase, and it goes back over. This is now on Beckett. Oh, great poke check from Beckett there. The Lakeville South guy, if he gotten past him, would have had a great opportunity on net. And here comes, this is Kalaji laying it through. It comes through, but we have nobody coming down the backside. That could be an area where we could improve. And the puck gets laid over. Great sauce pass from the Lakeville South players. So it goes in, Caden giving chase, as well as Gannon. We're trying to battle for it. There's Caden, I think. That's Caden. Yep, he's got his motor going. He's going to try and gain the zone. And he's through. He's got it behind the net now, looking for an opportunity. And sticks are getting lifted every which way. We've got Jimmy battling in there. Jimmy battles so much bigger than he actually is. In that moment, we want the F3 forward to stay engaged. All right, here comes an opportunity on that. Great stop by Noah. All right, and this is Titan to Caden. Keegan gives it back to, it looks like Titan, who swings it up that same board. Doesn't quite make the neutral zone. And now the puck goes out there. We need to pressure that for our forwards. We got our defense trying to protect the middle, and the forwards need to pressure things that aren't in the middle. And it's out in the neutral zone. We need to get pressure. Don't want to take a change here if we can help it. All right, so get pressure and dump it if we can. Puck skittering around, pops loose, goes to, that looks like Stricker, and now Stricker and Prouty are giving chase. Thankfully, Bauman back checks and sends it deep, and then icing is waved off, but that gets us our hole change, right? So that was a good play on the hole. Rudolph giving chase, trying to provide pressure. They backhand it, intercepted by Kalaji, who now is making tracks, losing the puck, but initially making tracks with the puck. Looked like he was going to have a decent opportunity there. This goes to Rudolph, who tries to stick handle it. And we are losing stick battles here. Just plain and simple. We have to be stronger on our stick. We're going to be successful. All right. And that's offsides. Thoughts as game is developed?
Yeah, like I said, losing the stick battles, exploding timber out there like the trees, it looks like, with everything going on.
Detroit Lake trees, yeah. Yeah, sticks are popping up all over the place. We're getting some interesting opportunities on net, just haven't been able to capitalize on it. Thankfully, our 10D is keeping us in the mix. We're being outshot 7-2. So, good stuff going on. That I feel like we need to stay in control of the puck. It seems like every time we come into the offensive zone, we try to dangle through people, and it's like, maybe it's better to battle. That was a good back check. I don't catch if that was Stricker or who that was, but nice back check there to keep it out of the 10D's face. And we're trying to get a hold of it. This is Kalaji. Feeding it up to, I think that's Jim. No, that's Klenner. Klenner should be fresh. He's been in a warmer climate, I think at a wedding or something. I don't remember what he had going on. He wasn't getting married, but he was attending a wedding of somebody who was. Here's the puck. Lakeville South going into the offensive zone. They've got 2 on the puck. Graham giving chase. Titan coming around. Nice feed across the middle and a goal. I think our forwards might have been on the change in that one, because there wasn't much forward presence in there. But
unfortunately, I missed it as someone was reaching for my wallet, some tiny child. So I was defending myself.
It's a whole Oliver Twist situation.
That's right.
Probably looking for another bowl of porridge. All right, so just like that, and towards the end of the first period, our Wildcats are down 2-0. A couple little mishaps at the blue line have cost us, with pucks just not going the way that we want, and we found ourselves down. The score is yet to be reflected on the board, so maybe they'll think about doing that instead of hitting the buzzer. Beckett coming in against this Anderson fellow. All right, gives a nice little off. That's probably not heavy enough to, it looks like it's going to be on net. Heavy enough. We want to give a good offensive forecheck here, get in their face. All right, the defense is on the change. That's Stricker. He's feeding it in. It always concerns me when you see kids fall backwards on their skates. To me, it always concerns me that there might be kids slew-footing them because they just shove against the back of their skates when they're not looking. Refs never see it, especially at this level. Refs never see it. But it's actually exceedingly dangerous to land on the back of your helmet. So here's Bauman giving chase, and we're setting up in the offensive zone. And that's the end of period 1. All right, so brief summary, we've been outshot 9-2. All right, so that's not a great way to get on the winning side. I think we're down 2-1 or 2-0, but the scoreboard shows us down only 1-0. So that will be something that hopefully will be remedied in the very near future. And also, we've had a number of opportunities that just haven't ended up in being shots. No, I mean, we're doing stuff. It's just not ending up in good shots on goal. And I'd say, in general, the skating of the puck is ineffective against this team. We're not able to pull that off. The passing is a little bit more effective than that. But nice combination play, just not unable to put it on net. Yeah. So, like, I mean, I like the way that we're looking. I mean, like, this is definitely an improving squad. It was good to win yesterday. Sunday. It was good to win on Sunday. We haven't done that as much as we would have liked in tournaments this year either.
Boys came into this game feeling good about it, though. I think the spirits were high.
Yeah.
We need to control the puck, enter the zone a little bit better.
Yeah.
And give ourselves those opportunities.
I would say, too, like, you have to realize when to go to war and when to save it for another day. You have to make sure that you're dumping the puck at the red zone when you're faced with 4 players, right? Like, you have to get it good and deep, and if you do that and you forecheck hard, something might come up your way. So here's where it can be a little tricky. Our Wildcats have actually been really successful this past weekend in the second period. In one game we scored 6 goals, and another game we came from behind and scored 3 goals. Both of those proved to be wins, but in every single game this last weekend, I feel like we had good second periods, which is not typical for us. We're in the offensive zone now. Forwards trying to pressure. Graham tries to hold his own unsuccessfully. Now we're back checking. Thankfully, Lakeville South has played with the same teamwork that we have, and we are now cruising into the offensive zone. We get it successfully. We're forechecking as we go through. Graham going to feed it down deep. Oh my heavens! This is an opportunity. It goes off the net and scores. There we go. Goes off the net and it goes off the net, and there's a score. I think Graham fed it through. I didn't quite see. Was it Caden who got that one?
It was close. Well, we'll have to check the replay.
Yeah, I don't have a replay available to me. We have our very own Mike Gannon in the house, who's way better than me. And I think a volleyball player, Gannon, too, who's a star in his own right. Different sport, though. No ice involved. So, just like that, we had some combination play and just some grittiness holding the zone, and just sure enough, like, after all that, the puck goes in. So, just real nice work there from your Wildcats. All right, here's Beckett. Don't go. There you go. We need to back check, boys. We got to back check. All right, now it's right back up in Beckett's. And, of course, Noah up to the task. So, you got to work back to the puck. You can't wait for the puck all the time. You can't float so high. So, all right, puck gets fed out. Lakeville South controlling. Bauman giving really a hearty chase. Puck goes through. Stick. I think it was Beckett's stick that got lifted. Of course, some of these Lakeville guys are rather, you could say, sturdy. Noah's trying to capture this one, and Beckett ends up blowing Lakeville South out of the dangerous place. So, wow, that was a little bit of an adrenaline surge for Wildcat fans as puck was just skittering around in front of Noah. Noah up to the task. Now we're being outshot 12-3, so 4-1 thus far as the ratio, but we're only down 2-1.
Looks like Kalaji got that goal.
All right, Kalaji was able to put it through. Thank you to my broadcast partner for picking up the stats. It looked like it was maybe Kalaji from Prouty, but I couldn't quite catch how many people it hit on the way through. Here's Rudolph is feeding it through, puts it on net, and the Lakeville South fellow, he's got a whole interesting technique there. He puts a stick right at the goalie and then just shoves his butt backwards. A little butt check. All right, so we got Stricker out here with Kalaji's line. Kalaji, Klenner, and Karudolf. Kalaji, Klenner, and Karudolf. Yeah.
We picked up somebody new.
Yeah, we got a little alliteration going. Silent R. All right, so we'll see what we can do with this group of guys. I think the last time out they scored. Here's Graham going in against a particularly sturdy fellow. And Stricker getting the puck. He gets his head up. He's looking. He's going to send it. Ooh, that's a really chancy pass, but it works out. Thankfully there, Ethan worked his way back to the puck. So when Stricker's pass came out, we were able to gain control. There again, Ethan worked his way back to the puck. So when Stricker came, this could be trouble. Again, the goalie is completely screened, that time by Prouty, but that Anderson fellow is a big sack of luggage. And he gets an opportunity to go in. Here goes The puck's skittering out on the left side. We need to get the puck out and get a change. Get it deep and get a change, boys. He's been losing the puck lately. I think he might need to have like a swivel on his head or something. Like one of those bobbleheads that sort of looks every which way. Yeah, because Nolan's had so many opportunities, but like the puck has just gotten underneath him. Love that. Like Will Gannon comes out and gives a big high five to his goaltender just to keep him stoked for the last bit of what he's going to play before Brody comes on. Here's Beckett swinging the puck around. Working back is Caden. All right, and now it's Bauman. We got it out of the zone, so Lakeville South playing a vigorous defense. Probably had a good pep talk on the bench about what they were up to. Ooh, that's a really dicey play. And it goes straight on net. I don't know what's going on with that number 18, but he doesn't look like he feels terribly comfortable. Apparently comfortable enough to stay on the ice. Here comes Will, swinging it up. Might as well skate it at this point, buddy. And he does. He's got Bauman in the back, so he doesn't have to worry about that. And he puts it deep. I can't see where it is because my contacts are not that good, but it went against the backboard, I feel, based on the motion of the players. Here they are, working our way back. This is now Prouty and Stricker. Prouty poke checking it away. Prouty gaining the puck, passing it up to Austin. Austin working it around, getting it back. The great battle from Caden there, right, to battle it through two players and then get it all the way across on the backside and puts a backhander toward the net, not on it, but close to the net. Now it's swinging back, being fed back. That was a lot of zip on that pass for us to capture it, but Stricker is up for it. And I don't think this is ice. So we have an astute reffing crew. That's the reffing supervisor on the near side. I'm trying to remember his name, but he assigns refs for Eagan hockey or for this rink. So like we had some people who make interesting decisions this past weekend. Perhaps defensible or indefensible decisions, which led to some spirited play. So, like, it's nice to have somebody who can sort of settle things down. So our Wildcats fighting on the near board. Puck gets soared up. Beckett gains the. We're all on side, so it's good to get up it. Ethan gathers the puck, takes it deeper. All right, battling against, it was like 55 or something. It's his number rather. Good back check here. We turn around. We face our defense. Turn around, boys. All right, and Beckett gives a great defense. Will plays it off the backboard, going straight to Lakeville South, giving chase is Rudolph, and just enough. All right, so this is a good opportunity, 2-on-1. We just don't want to play it too crazy, and we lay it right where it's able to be laid off deep. All right, so he had Kalaji moving that direction too. Another option. Oh, we have a dump, and here goes Graham. Going to get it. He's going to be bracketed by a fellow coming through. Grabs his stick and trips him. No call. All right. Here's Graham gaining the puck and flipping it. Unable to capture it. Our forwards. And Graham goes in again. All right. Goes and guards the puck with his body. Caden goes in. Now Will goes in. Will's late in his shift at this point, so he probably wants to get off. It's a hard thing. Oh, and here we go. This is Jimmy. Jimmy's got such fun energy. I love watching him play. Graham gets a puck, dumps it deep. Smart play there, especially because we need that change really bad. All right, so now we've got 8:12 left in the second period. Our Wildcats down 2-1, being outshot 15-4. So again, almost a 4-to-1 ratio. And we almost got it there. So now it's looks like the defensive pairings have gotten a bit misaligned. It's Stricker and Laurent, right? Stricker passes it to Beckett. Beckett's going to chuck it up. Oh, and it goes. Oh! He didn't make it out of the zone. Almost, though. Here comes Beckett again. Getting pushed out by Noah. Noah is a little bit of a battle in there. Here comes Jimmy, and he's got Caden on the right side. Oh, you want to get it deep. Get out of the zone. Good. Bauman having the presence of mind to hold the puck still on the top of the zone. Here's Caden getting it. He's going to push it deep and put a shot toward net. Off the keeper. Pops right back out. He's unable to capture it. And our Wildcats are giving chase. This is now Prouty sending it in. Goes off the goalie's right pad and deflects it just wide. A little battle in there. And the goalie, I think, gets a hold of it. All right, so I think we're a lot more feisty than we've been.
They came out hard in the second year.
Yeah. Again, keeping up. So that's the end of Noah's tenure. Two goals on 15 shots, so like a 700 or 800 save percentage. Pretty respectable considering he was screened, I think, for at least one of them. He never saw it. And we now have his capable replacement, Brody, filling in behind in the net with his big, imposing black pads. All right. Yeah. Probably recently polished. All right, just to maintain their sheen. This is Klenner getting the puck, feeding it back to Graham. That was a hot one. All right, Graham gets the puck, feeds it in, and it goes skittering on the goalie, pops up in a funky way. Graham can't buy a goal. All right, so this is going to be a face-off. Goalie captures it with his glove, face-off in the offensive zone. And this is Klenner going down, trying to give some pressure, and this is Kalaji going in. Now Lakeville South gets us out of the zone, and now this is Titan's going to get after it. He's going to be enough to muddle it up. Rudolph is in the middle, and that was a little bit from behind, but we want to get up, boys. That's Prouty getting it out. It's going to be nice, but like it was coming into a dangerous place, so it might have been the best possible play in that moment. Yeah, our Wildcats have gotten themselves a bit disorganized on the transition through. So with that, maybe a best case scenario is getting ourselves reorganized here. So this is Bauman, gets fed through. Everyone's giving battle to the puck, and out comes Jimmy Lawrence. Love that energy. Look at that boy go. Now he wants to dump it deep or carry it deep, one or the other, and gets it through. Oh my gosh, what a great opportunity. Unable to capitalize on it was whoever was in the middle. It was either Caden or Bauman. I can't keep track. A lot of 8s and 9s tucked in there. I mean, one of them's 89 and the other one's 98. So, if you were a dyslexic person, you'd have a hell of a time managing this broadcast. Penalty free thus far, knock on plastic. And we are trying to stick with the number 3 ranked Lakeville South Cougars, right? Shot by Beckett. He's done a better and better job all season long at holding the puck with his stick, but also with other parts of his body. He's been capturing it with his glove, capturing it with his knee, his leg, all sorts of things. It comes squirting through for Bauman. Bauman feeds it through. It tries to get it on net, unable to. Stick gets lifted. Now it goes back again to Beckett. Don't think, Beckett. No, don't think, buddy. Just get it going. All right, and he gets it laid in, tries to put it toward the middle, unsuccessful. He's backtracking. It's going to be a 3-on-2, but strong back check from Caden and Jimmy. Oh, that was a great play from Beckett. I find myself in disbelief when they call trips when he took the puck. Like, to me, that's just crazy. Like, he literally swiped the puck. How is it he's got the trip? He's the one who got the play. So, Beckett Laurent getting his mail. He's a regular attendee of the penalty box, so he's taking his mail in the penalty box today. And we're going to be playing. I just said something about not having any penalties, and here we go. We have a penalty. All right. So, puck laid down, waved off, possibly because Lakeville South could have touched it. All right. And now we are coming back at it. This is Stricker, Prouty, and a twirling Rudolph along with Kalaji. All right. We need to get on. That guy can shoot. All right. Here comes Rudolph. Again, we want to play simple hockey, get it to the red line and get it deep. Make him think about resetting. He gets it. It goes on net, and the goalie captures it, taking a face-off in the defensive zone. 41 seconds left, or 4:19 left in the period. 53 seconds left in the penalty kill. We're sticking with the same D, getting 3 fresh forwards here. 2 fresh forwards. This is going to be Bauman and Lawrence giving an opportunity. Again, only 2 lines worth of players tonight. We got Donahue's in some tropical place, and oh shucks, that looked like it might have an arc. Yeah, it didn't quite come through. I think it might have gotten tipped by a stick on the way through, or just Graham's that really had a shot that got lifted a lot. So here come the Lakeville South Cougars again, unable to establish the offensive zone. Great save by Brody. Graham feeds it up, gets out of the neutral zone, but Brody had one hell of a save there. Pardon my French. All right, they feed it deep. They try to set up, and we want to get it out as soon as possible. Don't let them set up on the points. All right, Bauman giving chase, gets fed across. Graham fights it off, gets fought off by, another great one. Gets fought off by Brody. And then Lawrence has got the presence of mind to get out to that board and knock it loose for our Wildcats. We're now at even strength. All right, so we fought off that penalty, but we're on a bad change here. We're getting a lot of opportunities. Brody gets down and tries to capture it, and does so. It falls right at his knees, and he's able to reel it in. So tricky on the long change to get those timing of those right. You want to make sure you get everything deep. We're trying to get reset here, coming out of the power play, get our lines reestablished. This is Kalaji on the face-off. Gannon and Beckett Laurent, come on up, boys. All right, good work from Beckett. He's going to try and feed it to a teammate who gets it out of the zone. Now it's on Rudolph coming through. He's got 3. He feeds it. Oh, and it goes past everybody. Everybody's so excited about it. And this is not going to be ice. So here comes Will. Nice sauce pass to Ethan. Really gets them on their heels. Here comes Rudolph again. He's got Kalaji up front. All right. Gets poked away from him. Klenner gets it, sends it deep. We got to go dig it out here. And it gets tapped up. Oh, really? And thankfully, Will Gannon is so fast, because had he not been, they would have been right on net. That went off the side of the net. Fed away from danger. Lakeville South wiping each other out. And here comes Ethan Rudolph. He's making tracks into the offensive zone. Nolan a little bit eager. Yeah, comes in just a tad early, leading to a nice reset. And all in all, on these long changes, when you get the opportunity to just reset, probably smart to just take the opportunity to reset, right? So this is Bauman with Stricker. Bauman's line with Stricker and Prouty. That's Lawrence and Caden Austin. Oh, that was a good opportunity for them. Wow. All right, Graham grabs the puck, starts looking up ice, looking at Caden, tries to feed it to him. He gets it to a stick. Caden's getting it. Dump it deep, bud. I can't see whether he dumped it deep.
You got it deep.
Oh, good. That's what we need. All right, try to set up in the offensive zone. Graham pinching, grabs the puck, now out of the play, while he's getting basically held by that. That's not good, but thankfully they're not able to capitalize. All right, here we go. Puck is trapped against the boards. No whistle at this point. All right, they break it free. We got to pressure that. And it gets nicely deflected away. Almost not enough, but enough in this instance. Puck grabbed by Graham. Another puck fed through, just wide. All right, this is puck deflected. This could be trouble. Oh, Brody got that one skittered away. Stick lifted. And fortunately, Lakeville South is not good at shooting, because Brody was on his belly, and the whole net was wide open.
I think Brody's hard to beat a little bit right now.
I think he probably had a little bit of an adrenaline surge for sure. All right, so we tried to regain our composure. Only 53 seconds more of the long change, which has been hard on us. All right, Lakeville South super capable of setting up in the zone. Beckett feeling frustration about Lakeville South slashing our goalie. Often not called. Goes and gives umbrage. We don't need a repeat of Saturday night. All right, puck gets fed through wide. I think it's those imposing black pads.
Right.
Ethan kicks it forward, doing his best soccer impression. Then Will takes it, gets it. I don't think it's going to be iced. I think it's deep, but not yet to be iced. Nolan Kalaji giving chase. Give all of our energy here, boys. We are only Beckett holding the board, pinching against the board to Klenner. Klenner, again, regaining it, coming back to Beckett, who's going to pass it. Here's, a good look there from Gannon. Sends a looper, and it comes down right at the goalie's pad. So that puts us at 10 seconds left. Our shots have come up considerably. We were doing a 3-4 or 4-1 ratio, and now we're at a 2-1 ratio. That's even including having to do a penalty kill. So we're going to try and finish this off hopefully strong. This goes Nolan to Beckett. Beckett's going to put on a slapper, goes wide. It goes back to Beckett. He's going to have another try, sends it deep instead. We're reaching for it, and now the time runs out. All right, sports fans, so that's now going into the third period. Lakeville South 2, Eagan Wildcats 1. Much closer game than one might have expected based upon the first try at Lakeville South down in Hayes Arena in the middle of a blizzard. Much better game than the standings might suggest. But, those Eagan Wildcats every now and again pop up and surprise you. They've even beaten the number one in our bracket, Farmington Orange, in a tournament. So, every now and again, they have such spirited play.
Agreed. I'd like to see us go into this third period with that energy we started second period off with.
Yeah.
We kind of lost it a little bit at the end there. Kind of held Brody out to dry a few times, but Brody came up strong.
Yeah, Brody looked great.
Saves.
Yeah.
So let's see what we got here.
Yeah. Let's see. If Brody stays locked in, anything can happen. Again, we've seen a lot of success from passing as we come through the zone. So love to see more of that. All right, more opportunities exist when you pass. And let's just play smart hockey. When we get it over the red line, let's get it deep. If we don't have an opportunity, let's stay feisty. So we assume our position for the third period. As we do so, we start off with Bauman, Lawrence, and Austin, Proudy and Stricker. Again, Brody is in net. Puck goes straight back to Lakeville South. They're trying to gain the zone. Stricker goes and gets it. I love that. Was that Bauman that comes in for the puck? And we're battling. At least we're battling here. Comes straight to Stricker. He feeds it over to Klenner. I don't think that's going to... It takes a real wicked bounce. I didn't think he was over the red line when he did that one. So that might have been a bit of a gift. Little side step. Swaddle there from Graham. I don't think I've ever seen the skate stop hold his own. Graham holds his own again. He's moving tracks. He lays it deep, and Lawrence goes and gives chase. Comes out to... Stricker pinches. That's beautiful. That's a new thing for Titan. He doesn't often express confidence to get up there, but boy, he's in the middle of it right now. All right, we try to reset the zone. Puck gets fed wide. Graham's going to outrace this guy. He feeds it up the boards. Jimmy battling. All right, here comes this guy again. I say this guy. I mean, this guy is he's a big unit. All right, so you want to kind of be mindful. Yeah, you might be right. You might be right. All right, puck getting fed up. Ethan unable to capture. Or no, that's Bauman. All right, we still haven't made a change. We're about a minute and a half into this shift because this is what we started with. This is the places where we get ourselves into trouble. At this point, we might as well just take an ice or just dump it and get it deep. All right, because you don't have anything in your legs. Thankfully, they did an offside. That was just as good. So that'll get us at a minute 37 into a shift. 90-second shifts aren't what you're looking for when you're playing hockey. That'll get us another shot at this, and this is going to be Kalaji with Beckett and that's not what you want. Thankfully, again, Lakeville South not up to the task and shoots it. but the puck comes straight back and goes in. I missed how that happened. Can you give me the details on that? It went over.
Looks like off the glass, back out front.
It's just fluky play. Bounce right back out front. We weren't able to capitalize on it, and here we go. Down 3-1. It's so hard to fight back to get these goals. So, like, being in that position, we're now in a situation where we're being outshot 22-11. I'd love to see that even up a little bit. Unfortunately, an offside there. Ethan anticipating that the puck would go into the offensive zone and not able to recover as quickly as he'd hope. So we're going to take the far face-off. Nolan Kalaji getting it, trying to skate through people. This is Beckett. Everyone's on side, so we can get it deep, and he does. All right, we're going to forecheck hard. This is Kalaji on the first forecheck. Ethan trying to capture it along the board. And Will, this comes out of the zone. We're backed up, and Klenner is coming in. Does a nice stick check, poke check there. Tied up on the near boards with 3 Lakeville South fellows and 2 Eagan fellows. All right, comes in on that. Fed backhand tried to feed it out from Will. All right, and now we kind of left that guy alone on the board there, and he was able to have his way and get a nice cross. We're trying to battle back. Beckett knocks down. Boy, that 25 was having a heck of a time. Beckett knocked out his stick, and then he turned around and ran straight into Will and went for a little tumble. Again, Brody up to the task, except for that one fluky goal. He just got popped there a couple times and was able to manage control. So solid work today from our keeper. Tendy going good things. So we, again, changing. It looks like they're trying to keep this defensive line with this offensive line. Oh, that was a great poke check. All right, out it comes. This is Jimmy Lawrence again. Got his head down. He's looking, driving, and he dumps it deep. There we go. Now we need to set up. Bauman sitting up as the F3. And his stick, Caden's stick gets completely pulled out. They're going to call interference. I would say that's a little bit more than interference, but this will be our first power play. Again, this game not marked by many penalties, but I remember the referee who's doing the face-off right now. His name's Paulson, Mike Paulson, and he's the referee assigner. So he's a lot of experience there. They feed it up. Graham making tracks. Lakeville South, he's going to try and feed it back. So thankfully our forwards are back checking hard. Graham sticking with it, trying to get battle in the corner, trying to harry up the defense. Goes spittering out, and this is that looks like, oh, that's Titan. Sometimes you can just tell based on how they skate. Puck is not going to be iced. So here's Jimmy giving chase, trying to set up again. We're on a power play here. 55 seconds left on the power play. Yeah, we have an interesting way of doing power plays. Puck gets looped in. Oh, almost. It looped away, and the goalie didn't know exactly where he was. Getting harried. All right, puck gets bounced out. We'll take a face-off in the offensive zone. All right, so it looks like it's going to be the full change. So whether you call it the first team and the second team or the second team and the first team. In any case, this is Kalaji and his crew. K and K. Kalaji, Klenner, Rudolph. Goes to Beckett. He's going to take a slapper. Oh, Rudolph tries to take it. Gets cross-checked in the back. Here it goes again. You don't want to think about it, because if you think about it, then we're going to work for it in the offensive zone. Here goes Klenner. Goes in. Beckett, tries to trap it, but here comes Will. And again, Will is easily one of the fastest kids on the team, so he just can't be crossed over. And sure enough, he's up to the task. Feeds it right back out. This is coming strong with, again, passing is the key. Like, we have done well against this team, passing. We need to make sure that we don't stop carrying the puck. All right, so here comes, this is Stricker and Beckett. Now it's a 2-on-1. Beckett trying to make sure, here comes Stricker back checking really well. Puck gets tied up in the goal. You been watching the whole game, Lauren? No? So you don't know any good keys to the game? You look like you're full of energy down there, huh? You look full of energy. Yeah?
I know what's happening in the game, though.
Yeah? 9:17 left, down 3-1. our Wildcats being outshot in a 2-to-1 ratio, but playing hard. We just got done with a power play, unable to successfully convert on the power play. We're skating it again. There's the pass that we're looking for. Get him off, say, put it right on his chest there. With where Caden was, another good opportunity might be to put it on the far pad. Far pad actually is called a pad pass, and far pad passes, when you have a backside forward hustling, tend to do well. Graham tries to press there unsuccessfully. Here goes Titan making tracks, and it gets laid into... Is that a goal? We're watching the replay to see what happened, and it gets fed through, and... No goal. He was up to the task. They're doing the face-off, and the defense is...
You got all the confidence in Brody.
Yeah, Brody's doing some great things for us today. All right. Again, our defense got a little out of shape trying to pinch, but, you got to pinch sometimes. And so here we go. We're making tracks. Jimmy's getting hung up. All right. At that point, Jimmy should just twirl like he got hooked. And take the power play. I mean, so here's Lakeville. Here's Elliott going and putting it. Oh, it goes off the backside of a Lakeville South person. Here's Graham pinching. Beautiful on this is that Elliott basically went backwards. Graham back to feet. Don't fight for it, boys. Oh, you got to get it. Somebody's got to get it. All right, Graham pinching against the big unit. Unsuccessfully, he feeds it across. And then there's Will Gannon with all of his energy. Excited that Big Brother Gannon is here to see him play. And something happened down there with Will, and I don't know what it is, but it looks like Will might be taking a short break. What happened there? You didn't see it?
I'm not seeing it.
Yeah. We're unsure as to what exactly happened, but be that as it may, we're going to play short on defense for a little bit. It's Will Gannon's in the box. So it looks like we're going to start off. We played with free defense a couple times this weekend, so we've kind of figured it out. But this is going to be Beckett and Prouty in the back as we start the penalty kill. Again, we just need forwards that are active. You can't have their defense swinging around. You can't get them on the wrong side. And Brody snags another one. So that's now 27 saves for our Eagan Wildcats. 7:51 left in the power play. Penalty kill, rather. 1:20 left in the power play. So we gain the puck. That's I think that's Prouty. He feeds it off the backhand. And I don't know where. Oh, they've got it, but they're resetting. Right? Don't overextend, boys. All right, we got Kalaji back checking. Gets 2 hands on his stick. This looks like this is Beckett. He's working his plan there, trying to make sure that he's got everybody outside. They're gathered above the crease. We need to make sure we have a forward in there. And here's Klenner just giving. Oh, that's a nice pad save from Brody again, keeping us in the game. Otherwise, with 28 shots, we would be hard pressed. No one tries to feed it out. Better to not carry it in that situation. You were trying to buy time on the penalty kill. Right? They get it off of another Brody save. Puck goes cruising across the middle. No one touching it, thankfully, because that would have been a nice opportunity for a goal for our Lakeville South. No one coming up, just a smidge late. And then Graham gets it and knocks it out of the zone. I don't know how in the heck he did that, but like something that he does from time to time. Here goes. Great work from, is that Beckett again? Those guys have played almost this whole shift. So when they come off, it's going to be probably Titan and Will, who's now just came out of the box. So was that offsides or must have been? I didn't catch what happened.
Trip.
Oh, so we're in a penalty-free first 2 periods. Now we've had 4 penalties in third period. So let's see if we can't do something. Our much-fatigued Wildcats just got done with a power play, or penalty kill. And here we have, looks like Will. Will's got a rocket shot, as well as Titan in the back. And here comes, it's going to come to Titan and Will, and he goes to try to feed it through. We're trying to hold his own. Titan's doing a hell of a time trying to harry the defender. Or actually, that's Will, I guess. I got them mixed up. All right, and here goes Lakeville South trying to set up in the offensive zone. Again, we're on the penalty kill, 1:10 left here on the penalty kill. Oh, no, we're on the power play.
We are on the power play.
Right, we should actually be in the other side.
Look like it from
No, sometimes on the power play we don't. Like, we should have 2 guys on the puck. Send it. Go. All right, here we go. This is Jimmy pushing it in the offensive zone. Get it deep and set up, boys. Not deeper yet would be better. Here goes Will, trying to make a move. And they feed it out. Goes to the Lakeville South player. Titan coming over. Nice poke check away. And it gets fed back. Battling along the near side boards is Gannon and Lawrence and it looks like Bauman. It feeds through. Titan giving chase in the defensive zone. Gets fed right across. Lakeville South unable to capitalize. And that is a really... Whoa! That was an amazing save. It just got up into his blocker. What an amazing save does that. All right, so here we are. Just get it deep. Oh, sometimes. So Lakeville South permitting us to make not such great choices. Really, we should get it deep. We're just trying to buy time in this moment. We're not trying to become amazing shots. Graham giving chase. This goes to Caden, who unexpectedly trips over the ice and comes towards Clenner. Clenner now giving chase. Bauman back checking, and they're going literally straight on Brody. So we need to make sure that when we're providing pressure, the forwards need to make sure that they're having good pressure in the defensive zone. You can't have their defenders coming in on you. Brody again up to the challenge. Now up to 31 saves. I don't remember what it was when Noah was done, but it was. I think Brody's at least doubled the number of saves that we've had in the game. I want to say it was something like that. Yeah, get it deep. There we go. That's really a tricky play. All right. We've seen that one go south on us a little bit. I'd rather get it deep and not fiddle with it right at the offensive zone. Slams it back, goes to Beckett. Beckett finds it forward, unsuccessful at getting it. Oh, goes and takes the puck away. What a great hustle. Oh, that was an amazing opportunity. We were able to capitalize. All right, they're feeding it through. Maybe should have been a little higher so the goalie wouldn't have been able to affect it, but their keeper had a great save. That goes off of Brody's glove. And this is the Eagan Wildcats bringing it out. So it's back and forth. Kalaji goes in the zone when he threw it outside. All right, here goes. This is Will. Unable to hold his own. All right, and I don't know who's with him. It looks like Stricker. I feel like they switched up the D pairs a little bit. All right, going back, feeding it behind the net. Unable to capitalize on the Cougars, so now we're feeding it out. We're on the rush, and again, another instance where we could really benefit from passing. This is trouble. Brody really should come out on this one. All right. Oh, again, earning his bacon today. Brody basically gathers the puck. The Lakeville South misplays it. 3:06 left, down 3-1. Outshot 32-13. A much more spirited game than our first one. All right, so this is, that's a great opportunity. And Brody again up to the task. Lakeville South proving a tad pugilistic. The referees gaining on top of that. All right, puck gets fed through. Back onto, it goes a little bit wide of Brody. Beckett plays it off the boards. I think that's one of Beckett's more favorite plays, is to knock it off the boards. Puck goes over. Here goes Caden. He tries to feed it through. Here comes Graham going and trying to gather it after an unsuccessful attempt. Gets fed through, and we almost get it. We got to fight back for it, boys. All right, knocked loose by the forwards. I couldn't tell you which one. And here's Bauman coming through. Pushed out of danger, out of harm's way, at top of the crease. Defender goes down. Make sure that they don't have a good shot. He gets fed again to the top of the crease. All right, we got to fight for it there, boys. Fight for it at the top of the crease. Beckett gets the puck, racks it out. At this point, we need a change. We are tired. 2 minutes left in the game. Down 2 goals, 2 minutes left. Being outshot 33-13. Another puck goes in. And our very fatigued shift of the Eagan Wildcats is trying to fight off the Lakeville South Cougars. And again, we at that point just iced the darn thing. Because we just need to get a fresh group, and we're not going to have much success not playing. Get it up, and we're just going to launch it through. I think that one might be close to being on net. It is not, but we'll take the icing anyway. Hitting it off the board and knock it forward. All right, so 85 seconds left in the contest. A much closer contest than the first time, being outshot 33-13, but a feisty Eagan Wildcat group staying in the game. Our keepers are really doing an amazing job of holding us in the game. Hopefully that holds true in the last 73 seconds. All right, we're fighting and feisty, trying to stay on top of it. This is Klenner going into the corner. Our forwards need to engage a little bit here. We knock it through. Klenner gets the puck, and he needs to get it over the red line and dump it, not to their player, right? Just dump it deep, all right? A little bit of crossing across the back. That's them coming across our skates. No harm intended there, all right? Now we're at 40 seconds left. Klenner trying to provide defense. Here goes Will. Will goes in, stands up the player. Puck comes skittering out to Rudolph. Rudolph feeds a pass up. Unfortunately, doesn't end up on a Wildcat stick, but Nolan is giving chase. Nolan gets totally shoved from behind, loses his footing, and something's going on. I don't know. So they're going to call a penalty on that, or what are they calling? I mean, I felt like Nolan's, maybe he didn't put 2 hands on the stick, but it certainly looked like a cross. He's taking both of them.
5-5.
Yeah, he's taking. Yeah, he's got both of them in the box. Is that Rudolph and somebody? Rudolph, I think, took exception to getting cross-checked in the back. Here comes Jimmy, lots of energy, and I love that in the last minute. Gets dropped on his bum for his trouble. For some reason, when it's 5-on-5, we have them both on the clock, just for posterity's sake, and we're at 5.2 seconds left. At this point, the contest all but finished, but our Eagan Wildcats certainly have acquitted themselves well.
Let's see what happens here in 5 seconds.
Pull the goalie. So Egan's they've got it. They're going deep, and it's now a finished contest. Our Eagan Wildcats have acquitted themselves well. Not pulling out the win, but very respectable 3-1 loss. Especially good goaltending from Noah and Brody. Feisty defense, spirited play. Our Eagan Wildcats are going to play again sometime. I don't know when because I haven't looked at the calendar, but a great energy against these Lakeville South Cougars. All right, maybe we'll get a chance to see them again. Maybe not, but a great energy here at the Eagan Wildcat Civic Arena. We'll see you next time. Signing off. I have to go.
Yep. Good game, goalie. Good game.
She is not. I haven't seen her.